Yo, y'all already know what it is. You heard me? It's dropping gems. You heard me with Pete that another general and OG Baku. Alright, so boom, we late as the fuck. You heard me? So you know what I'm saying? I ain't really got all the time for the small talk. You heard me? But you know what I'm saying? I hope everybody's having a very tunula night so far. I hope everybody had a very tunula day. You heard me? You know what I'm saying? Like I say, I apologize. We late. You know what I'm saying? But never late than never. You heard me? It's another episode. You heard me? I'm dropping gems. You heard me with Pete another general and OG Baku. Somebody was fucking with my controls and shit. Yo, alright, yeah, there I go. I got to be, you know what I'm saying? I got to hear me. You hear me? Alright, boom. We in the building. And we waiting on Lance, my dude, the mayor. You see what I'm saying? Yo, can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Yes, sir, man. How you doing this evening, sir?
We still winning.
Yes, Stanley, you wanted to do this, you heard me?
Hey, oh yeah. This is the famous CNN Hood report of the Prime Minister, the Ambassador, the Mayor, the Governor, last but not least, as I said before, the Ghetto Prince.
Yes, Stanley.
Glad to be here with my fellow.
Yes, sir, man. How your day was and how your night been going, man?
Just like I orchestrated.
Yes, sir. So we here, you know what I'm saying, that better late than never. We here to talk about community leaders, you know what I'm saying? And I got my dude here from Utah, you know what I'm saying? With the where the Salt Lakes at, you heard me? Doing some
Right.
amazing things in the community, doing some amazing things with the he sponsored a kid basketball league, things like that. He was just on the news. He did a ribbon cut with the Utah Jazz. So we gonna wait till he tap in, you heard me, and see what it is about being a community leader. But as a community leader, as yourself, you heard me, what does that mean to you? And what exact responsibilities, you heard me, do you feel that you have to your community from being a community leader, you heard me?
Well, I'll be honest with you. It's kind of like being a heavyweight champion, you know. Many rounds to be where I am. It took a lot of rings, a lot of times in the ring, you know. Uh, but we have to keep on pressing.
Yes,
And like I said, sometimes you can be among those who oppose your vision and your dream. They'll be amongst you, you know.
that's a
But you know
fact.
the deal. You know the deal.
So when you come up against the naysayers, the soldier haters, things like that, all you trying to do is help grow and put into the community. You see what I'm saying? How do you handle, I guess, the trolls, the hecklers, the soldier haters? You know what I'm saying? Like, first of all, how does that make you feel that you're only trying to help? And second of all, how do you handle the naysayers? You hear me?
You know, pretty much like they did Marcus, you know, they didn't accept his leadership in Jamaica. So was forced, in a sense, to go to higher ground, as we talk. That's how he ended up in New York. But I'm adamant about the change that's going to come. Just got to stay in that fight, because the forefathers fought before. I'm just taking off where they left off, and we still winning. You know, we ain't losing the battle. You know, the jealous-hearted individuals, they eventually come around. They'll be like a cat that be hemmed up in the corner, so they have no other choice but to get on board with us. You know, but it's a struggle. Don't get me wrong. It's a peaceful struggle when you understand the fight. You understand the
Mm,
people you're dealing with. You understand your community. You understand your bitter. You have to understand them so you can deal with them.
the
You
surroundings,
know,
the environment, and how they coming up the mind frame in the mind frame that you have to be in for survival. You hear me?
that's right. That's right. You know, but any community leader like myself, we wouldn't want to say it's hard because we don't want to put fear in the next man to make an attempt to. But
Mm,
it's just the oppositions that you have to go through. Sometimes what it is people point the finger at you for thinking, and say you thinking too much, but they ain't thinking at all.
That's a fact. And so, why is this so important to you? Why be a community leader? You know what I'm saying? Why put all that on your shoulders? Put all that on your heart? Put all that on your mind? You know what I'm saying? What? Why, OG? Why, OG?
Just to clarify what the forefathers was doing, and to not let their labor be in vain.
Mm,
Soul Bell Road. I know what time our peace was disturbed, and I'm trying to bring that peace back. There was a time we could leave our doors open.
yeah. Oof.
Huh?
Yes.
You can't leave them open now. There was a time we had.
I never was. I wasn't. I never experienced that time. But my
Right.
grandparents, they used to talk about that. It ain't like that no more. It ain't like that no more. You see what I'm saying? What all goes into being a community? Oh yeah, right. I see you. I see you, baby. What all goes into community leaders? Like, what responsibilities do y'all have? You know what I'm saying? And what responsibilities do you take on being the community, the lead? You know what I'm saying? One of the heads of your community, the Garveyites. You see what I'm saying? You hear me? That's it.
You know, we take the burden of the community upon our shoulder. We become that Christ. We gonna carry that burden, and we gonna die trying. So if it costs us to lose out, we understand death, but it's a mission. You understand? And I enjoy because there's no negative can overthrow this positive. You see?
Mm-hmm. The man of the hour. Oh, my bad, OG. Go ahead. Go ahead. The man of the hour just stepped in, you see what I'm saying? The mayor, you know what I'm saying? Himself, there you go, you heard me? You want to introduce yourself to the people, you heard me? Mayor?
Yeah, what it do? This your boy Lance Million, Salt Lake City representative. They call me the mayor, man. Mailman. Whatever you want to call me, man. But just don't call me broke, baby. Let's go.
Let's go. Yes, sir. So I had to get at you. You was actually one of my first interviews and one of my first game show contestants. You know what I'm saying? Way like 2.5 years ago. So we've been rocking for a minute. You see what I'm saying? I seen you on the news. They did a news clip about you. You heard me? And I was like, let me hit my dog up, congratulate him. You know what I'm saying? But you
I
always
appreciate
doing
that.
stuff like that. You heard me? You always giving back. You know what I'm saying? You got the basketball thing and all that. So I'm gonna let you tell everybody who you are, where you from, and what exactly do you do. Cause you wear a lot of hats, and then you got them waves in your head. You know what I'm saying? You got, yeah, I see you. You heard me? Yeah, I see you. I'm trying to, yes sir. I try to get there. You see what I'm saying? But yeah, man. Introduce yourself. You heard me? Give them a little background about yourself. You heard me? And let them know everything you do for your community. You heard me?
Yeah, appreciate that, Peanut. Yeah, man. I'm just like an activist, community leader, fashion designer. Wearing my clothes right now. Hip hop legend, hip hop historian, pioneer, Utah hip hop pioneer. I started a lot of the trends. And when it comes to what I do, I really don't know what I do. You know what I mean? Like,
I tell him. I tell him. Yeah, don't come on here being humble, dog. You know what I'm saying? You got the junior basketball league. You see what I'm saying? You've been doing that. You just got to have the ribbon thing with the Utah Jazz. You know what I'm saying? Don't come on here being all humble and all that dog. Like, I know what you're doing. You hear me? Like, you very active in your community. Like, and I just asked my OG. Oh, my bad. This is my OG. You heard me, Garveyite. You know what I'm saying?
I can't see you guys.
I mean, it's a little ghetto over here, and stuff don't work all the way. But guaranteed,
Okay.
we can see you, and the people can see you. You see what I'm saying? So
Was that it, baby?
yeah, this is OG Baku, OG Baku.
Cool.
This is also the mayor. You know what I'm saying? They call him the
Oh, word.
CNN
Word.
hood reporter. They call him the mayor. You know what I'm saying? They call.
Respect.
Hold up, wait, hold up. Tell them who you is, OG. You know what I'm saying?
I'm the famous CNN hood reporter, the prime
Nice.
minister. ambassador, the mayor, the governor, and last but not least, I'm a ghetto prince. I'm gonna hold all the titles to somebody.
I know that's right.
See, I'm just multitasking to somebody come along worthy to take one of these roles. You know what I mean?
I know that's right. Hey, you know, it gotta be the right person to pass the baton, man. You know what I mean? Like, it's not an easy job. So I respect what you do, man. I respect it, you know, the platform. I was listening to a little bit before I came in, and, you know, a lot of wisdom being spoke and everything. And I appreciate the hospitality y'all give me on the show again, man.
Yeah, you already knew. You already knew. So yeah, man. So you do a lot. You know what I'm saying. So the latest thing you did was the ribbon cutting. You know what I'm saying. Can you take us through that? You heard me, and how that came about, and you know how you be big dog and everything and everything. Don't be with humble. Like tell us how it is. You heard me. Don't be
You know
humble.
what? You know what? 2025, the end of 2025, somebody told me I was being too humble, man. So I guess you're right, man. But like, I just come from humble beginnings, bro. Like, my mom was a real humble lady. My dad was first of all, my dad was Motown. You know, he started with Motown in 1979. So, you know, I grew up just around a lot of different entrepreneurs and business savvy people. My mom was a very intelligent lady, and she just always told me, when you get the voice, use your voice. You know, use it for change. So. I'll be doing myself a disservice if I wasn't humble. Like, I know I'm the shit, right? Like, I know I can pop my shit. I know I can, you know, I already know that. Like, come on, man, I'm a rapper. You know, I'm a rapper. So, you
Yes,
know,
sir.
but I tend to want to help more than help, you know, myself sometimes, you know, just being the activist that I am. Like, my only worry is just that that my words aren't, you know, fulfilled, and I die before I, you know, really do what I was supposed to do. So I just shut up, stay to the grind, stay to the pen and the pad, stay to the script, you know, and I just let the work speak for itself, man. Like, if you listen to my music, I'm very, very not humble on my music. So I feel like, you know, like, just get the album. Like, you could hear that side of me. I'm a Scorpio, so I kind of tend to not like the spotlight. Like, people think like, oh, get out of here. There's no way you're shy. There's no way you're lost for words. But like, nah, like, I really do be like, I'd rather be in the cut. You know what I mean? I'd rather be the one in the background pointing out, you know, the pros and the cons, and figuring out how we can, you know, get things handled and things like that. So, but I appreciate you, Peanut, man. Thanks for popping your shit for me.
Man, you already know you dig. I love what you're doing, you know what I'm saying? And so boom, you heard me, you came from humble beginnings, right? But you know what I'm saying, you came up, you heard me, like you say, Pops was with Motown, you know what I'm saying? So y'all was kind of well off, you heard me. What made you even much start giving back? Like, why give back? Why is that so important to you? Like, why put that on your shoulders to become a community leader, you know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, like, so to give a little rundown back, like, my dad did 21 years in prison, man. So he did 10 years in Chino, 10 years in Bakersfield and 11 in Chino. So I really was stripped from my pops, you know what I mean? Like, I really didn't have that solid. When he got out, you know, we had a great relationship. You know, he gave me his catalog to put under the label and everything, and blessed me. You know, God bless his soul. You know, him and my mom passed 4 months apart in 2022, so I lost both of my parents back to back. So that's probably another part of why I'm so humble as well, man. Just knowing, like, man, like, bruh, like, losing your parents back to back like that, you know, it does something to you. You know what I mean? And I just ain't got it in me no more to be bragging and boosting, bro. Just like, I like, let the work speak for itself, man. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. Like, I don't feel like it's necessarily something I need to do at this time in my life. You know what I mean? I got a lot of kids watching. I got a lot of, you know, adults watching. A lot of, you know, politicians behind me, and it's time to show and prove. It's time to show them, like, you know, that a brother like me, that wears his own clothes, that, you know, talks the way he talks, that puts out the music, that started a lot of the trends in Utah,
Talk that shit.
Can be amongst, you know, these so-called elite and everything, but So, just to clear it up, like, yeah, it's a humble beginning, but it ain't gonna end humble. We gonna keep popping our shit on them. You know what I mean? And it's gonna be the work though. It's gonna be the work. You can't.
He humbly,
Words of the man.
he humbly popping his shit, y'all. He's still popping his shit. He just humbly doing it. Yes, that he. So you got the game from St. Louis. You heard me. What exactly did St. Louis teach you? You heard me.
I learned a lot of my game from St. Louis, man. Like, I moved out there after high school. I graduated 2004. Hey, Chance, come on, go watch your show, baby. I graduated 2004 at West High School in Salt Lake City. Moved to St. Louis. My brother was out there from Inglewood. He moved out there in the 90s and got, established with the family and everything out there. And he moved me out. He was trying to get me to drop out of school. Like, man, you need to be in St. Louis, man. Your music's crazy. But like, I had a son at a young age and everything. So I'm like, man, I gotta break the cycle. So that was probably my first success of my life, was breaking the cycle and sticking around for my shorty. You know what I mean? Not being so caught up in the hype, so caught up in the glamour and the glitz, and losing sight on, being a good father. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's one of my biggest attributes, is just, being able to hold it down for the shorties. So I moved to St. Louis in 05, 06. I blew up in a week, bro. They were giving me the microphones. They heard my music. Started handing me the microphones. Every club I went to, every little venue, every open mic was accessible for me. I got to see true black entrepreneurs, doing things that, in Utah we just don't have. It's a predominant white state. I come with that first. Like, I didn't see a lot of black role models growing up, besides like the jazz players. We had a barber named Billy the Barber. I talk about him a lot in my story because he was like the first black man I seen entrepreneuring, like, to that degree, where he would have like Grant Wheel. Yeah, Billy the Barber, man. Billy was a stone cold player, man. I love that dude, man. R.I.P. Billy. He used to have like John Stockwell, Jeff Hornacek, Karl Malone even came to the barber shop. Grant Hill, all these different NBA stars used to come down to the hood, man. This is my neighborhood. This is where I grew up at. So to see these guys coming, I knew it was tangible. I knew it was something that I could do.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
It's just, as I said, seeing somebody like us, like me, doing it on a ground level up, I just never seen it. You know what I mean? So when I moved to St. Louis, it just opened my eyes. And, I lived in New Orleans. I stayed in.
I would be about to get that. You gonna put our city on the map. You gonna.
Louisiana Creole, you know what I mean? We Louisiana Creole. I'm a Romanik. My last name's Levizo. You know what I mean? Seventh Ward Parish. All my family, all my cousins. So every summer, my grandma Wilma's house. Us sleeping, eating crawfish on the floor. I know all my traditions. You know what I mean? So I take that really, 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 affirmative action when it comes to like keeping my traditions going and keeping my bloodline going and knowing who I am through my journey. So, I've seen it. Like, I got uncles that are successful. I got, as I said, my dad was signed with Motown. I grew up with Lil Marvin Gaye. My best friend up until about junior high, until we got, lost contact and everything. And I just seen a lot of, I seen a lot of good. I come from a good family, bro. I don't come from no ran down nothing, man. We ain't no nothing like that, man. We got Mama could read, Daddy could write. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing wrong and what I'm doing right. You know what I mean? So, like, I don't have one of those stories. I'm not one of those rappers that no. I was in the streets, but I wanted money. I'm more or less money driven.
That's a fact. So before we go any further, we gonna hold a moment of silence for your moms and pops. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And whoever else lost somebody. You know what I'm saying? For my grandma, whoever you lost to, OG, you heard me?
He's a blessing.
He's a blessing for sure.
Yes, sir. So boom, you heard me? Pops was with me.
Yeah, my bad. To steamroll back to what you were asking. So I moved to St. Louis. They love the music. from the first song I put out in St. Louis. Oh yeah, this is something new. They never heard it. Young West Coast dude, you know what I mean? But Utah's. I like to tell people we're the West Coast because we're next to Vegas and everything, so we're like super West Coast, but we're very, 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 very Midwest. You know what I mean? Like the whole Midwest swang, the Nelly, the people think we live on farms and stuff like that. They deal with that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like even right now, I've been in the music industry out here for 25 years this year. Well, 26 now. It's 2026. And I still deal with the question: there's black people in Utah? I say yeah.
I would say I would dip by the that one. That was my next question. Yeah.
And to top that off, my mom and my aunties, they all moved out here first, bro, in the 90s, man, with the Utah Jazz, basically. The Jazz, Larry H. Miller bought the Utah Jazz, the New Orleans Jazz in 1986.
Yeah, y'all stole our team, dog. I just want you to understand, y'all, you know.
No, we gifted the team. We got gifted the team.
Ooh, talk heavy. Talk heavy.
The team was for me. The Utah bought the team for me and mine.
Let's go. Talk heavy.
We're just holding it until we get one of those ships, and we did get it. I think we got an ABA championship, the Utah Stars. So Utah had an ABA team. You know, we had a Negro League teams and all that stuff. So you know, it's funny stigma. Don't get me wrong, like it is a predominantly white state, but in the city of Salt Lake City, there's so many different diverse people and ethnicities, bro. Like when I moved here, it was a lot of Bloods and Crips. It was like California. You know, and I was in New Orleans telling my cousins about Bloods and Crips. Like, you don't know what a blood is? Like, because they'd be like,
what is that?
Used to give us the slips. My grandma Wilma, she used to give us those papers to go to the corner store. You know what I mean?
To go get the cigarettes and stuff.
Exactly. In the Civil War, and the paper dogs.
Oh, they were doing that all around. You hear me? I didn't have my share. I used to go get my little partner mama cigarettes and stuff when I was little. So we knew all about the little letters, the little notes, and then they used to get the little stuff on credit. You know what I'm saying? You hear me? Oh, tell your dad's Friday night. You know, I'm not the daddy, but you know, like something. Woo Friday night. You know what I'm saying? Be here Friday. You hear me? So yeah, hell yeah. They don't do that no more. They don't do that no more.
You can't do that no more.
They lose their license.
I did that, man. Like, I was part of that tradition going and everything, and I remember going.
That's some throwback shit. That's a real throwback shit. I like that.
Yeah, no, I was bringing back memories just talking to you. Like, every time I talk to Peanut, you always bring some kind of New Orleans memory.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
That vibe. And it was my turn. Lance, it's your turn to go to the corner store. So I'm like, I'm not walking past them niggas down there. Why not? They're like, everybody's family. I'm like, nah, them niggas is bloods. They're Crips. Like, what is a blood? What is a Crip? I'm like, you never see colors?
Them dudes were 7-1 soldiers. Shout out to 7-1 soldiers, you heard me? But,
They're hard-headed boys, you know, and I'm so used to just blooding and Crips, because I actually in California I lived in a Crips neighborhood. So
that's
the
a
Crips
fact.
would beef with the Crips, like it really was never. I never seen too many Bloods. My brother that is in St. Louis was a Blood. He's the Inglewood family, but that was about it, bro. I always just thought everybody was blooding and cripping.
We ain't know nothing about that till like Pac, like Tupac and you know, like Snoop, he was a Crip, you know what I'm saying? So we were like, we knew what it was, you know what I'm saying? And then like when the OGs in jail used to tell us like, yeah, the gangs, like, you know what I'm saying? They used to be the, you know, we knew the origin, but we don't know the culture, you know what I'm saying? We don't know what's behind it, you know what I'm saying? For Katrina, a couple of high-ranked people tried to bless me in, but I don't know the culture, and I didn't want to, like, people live and die for that, you know what I'm saying? But I ain't really, like, I wear soldier rags. I don't want no, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yeah, so I knew.
For sure.
That's a fact.
And just to let you know, I'm talking about Mind the Mystical era.
Ooh.
The gold tape.
Ooh.
The gold tape.
You see?
What was it? Peaches.
Ooh, Ooh, that's my hood right there. You know, I'm from out the A-Wall, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I've been to beaches, and
It,
you know,
man,
I've been
it's
to
a
beaches.
closed store now. You heard me? You know the Guala
Oh, okay,
Guala. Yeah, the Guala Guala's got it,
I
but
got lost at Mardi Gras one year. I remember I ruined it for everybody. I ruined it for everybody. And
that's
I
a
found my
fact.
grandma Wilma on the float. My grandma Wilma was on the float, and I said, "Oh, that grandma Wilma." So I'm following
Trying to
the
get
float
that
down
coconut.
there. Goddamn, I'm down by across Canal Street.
That's a fact, you hear me? But see, like
Everybody got in trouble that year.
the fun times we talking about right now, right? From you
Yeah,
being two more than 2 decades, right? Is it still fun
yeah.
for you? You know what I'm saying? Like, does it still give you that same feeling? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like like 90 when Cash Money took over for the 99 2000. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
no. New Orleans, after Katrina, New Orleans changed for
No, no, no.
sure.
I'm talking about doing the music. Oh, we gonna get into that
Oh,
too.
the
Yeah,
music.
yeah. We gonna get into that. I'm talking about the music. Like, you know what I'm saying? You've been in for more than 2 decades. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You got all. Yeah, go ahead, go
I,
ahead. Uh huh.
I still love it, man. I still love it. You know what I mean? I was blessed to meet Juvenile and all these guys. You know, Silk the Shocker's my man. He actually owed me a chain. So if anybody's in the comments, tag Silk the Shocker and tell him Lance a Million is still waiting for his no limit chain.
Didn't he perform at your birthday last year?
Yeah. Silk. I had Silk at my birthday bash a couple years ago.
That's a fact, man. That's a fact, man. So when you first started out doing the music, right? Was this the plan, like, or was you just like, you know what I'm saying, you following behind pops, you following behind, you knew the game that was given to you and the artists that you listened to before, you know what I'm saying? Or was this always the plan for you to be the mayor, you hear me?
Nah, bruh. Like honestly, I'm gonna be 100 with you, bro. Like this might come off sounding ignorant, but I always thought I was going to prison, like my pops. I thought that was normal. You know,
You said,
from the school to the prison pipeline. I'm one of those guys. I was a special ed. I was bad. I didn't want to listen to nobody. I sold dope when I was in high school. You know what I
preach,
mean? And
preach.
I just, so like when it comes to like the mayor aspect, nah, that was just the city vouched and the city gave me that title. I didn't call myself the mayor.
And that's what I be telling them. I ain't name myself the general either. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, you should have said like this was before all this entertainment stuff. Like I was this up before anything. You heard? Before I was a daddy. Before I was anything. I was me. You heard me? So now that you in it, you heard me. You got 25 years worth of game, right? What's the most?
26. Really, probably 27 because you know what? So, hold on, about
Dog, you look like you like 22 though, dog. Like, god damn, dog.
Hey, you know why? I tell people this all the time because when I'm in the clubs and stuff, they ask me. I'm like, my last birthday party was my 38th birthday, my 39th birthday, and I ain't never did no hard drugs.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Stay away from all that.
Yeah, I'm
You know,
40.
no
I'm
hard
40. You
drugs.
heard me? I ain't never do no hard drug neither, dog. Like, fuck
And
that.
that's why you look like that, man.
Fuck
You know, you
that.
gotta preserve yourself, bro. Like, I see my future, you know, like, as I said, I come from royalty, so, like, I never
That's
really
cool.
see myself going down the path my dad went through.
That's
He
cool.
set the bar high by doing 10 years in Bakersfield, bro, and 11 in Chino. That's unheard of. Like,
How
that's,
was that
to
for
me,
you? For a young man, you know what I'm saying? You and Pops was
oh,
close.
yeah.
You see what I'm saying? How is that speak for all the incarcerated fathers or kids living with incarcerated fathers. Shout out my people. I can't say their name because they're in the feds. But shout out them
Yeah.
and like you know what I'm saying when your father gets smashed too, you heard me because I made a couple. I just made a song to my deceased friend, his daughter. You know what I'm saying? So how is that? Put us in the perspective of growing up with your father incarcerated. You heard me?
It fucked me up, man. Like, I ain't gonna hold you, my nigga. Like, I used to think, like, am I ever gonna see him? Is he gonna die in prison? Like, am I just like him? Like, I know we have a lot of the characteristics, like, through the music and through, like, just people person. My dad was a people person and everything. So, it just messed me up. But I was lucky enough to have a stepdad in my life. You know what I mean? And that kind of molded my upcoming with like having some kind of male around. Like, it wasn't my dad though. You know what I mean? So that shit plays with you. And it starts messing with your mental. It starts messing with your mental because you start thinking like realistically, am I like him that much? Like, am I going down the same route? Do I just crash out? Do I start really showing my teeth? Do I really start popping my shit on these young dudes out here and start letting my gun go and all that fun stuff that all the kids was doing at the time? But I was lucky enough to have my mom that let me have my studio open in my room 24 hours.
So music saved your life in a sense.
Music saved my life completely from even to now, to this day. Like, music saved my life, bro. Like, I can honestly sit here and say if it wasn't for the art, if it wasn't for the business, I don't know where I would be, bro. And I tell a lot of the young artists that are coming up now, like, it's harder now than it was when I came up. So don't use my journey as your journey, because when I came up in Utah hip hop, there was only 50 of us. There wasn't a whole bunch of rappers. It wasn't a whole bunch. To go to a studio, you had to know a wizard thing. You gotta go knock on the door and wiggle the door knob 3 times. Now everybody got a studio in their closet, and everybody got access to Fruity Loops and all these different tools.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Yeah, I honestly, man, like up until 20, I thought that was the path. Honestly, bro, I ain't gonna lie, man. I didn't think I could do anything besides bust a move, bust a play. Like,
I mean, you go for what you know. You know what I'm saying? You do better. You do better when you know better. When you know better, you do better.
Right. Like, I didn't know I could sell jerseys and outfits and clothes and
Talk that shit. Talk
you know
that
what I'm
shit.
saying? Like,
Talk that.
it's the only way to get it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because the only successful people I ever seen was niggas that was in the streets. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of street niggas in Utah. Don't get it twisted.
And
That's
what I was about to ask you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, all right, so boom, you heard me growing up in Utah. I was about to ask you about the market, but I won't ask you that about the hood too. You know what I'm saying? It was never. I must say it was never a big market for the music. You know what I'm saying? Utah was known for the jazz and jazz. You see what I'm saying? And that was it. You heard me? How you did it? Like how you came up in the music when nobody was really checking from nobody from Utah from the music.
Well, this is what it was. My older brother, he was signed with a label out here called Sick Lake Records. Sick Lake is like our No Limit. I always compare the CEO of Sick Lake, Scooby, to Master P. He's like my mentor, one of my mentors, and they let me in the studio when I was 14 years old. My first song I did was with True from True No Limit. So I was 14.
With the 4 goals? He got 4 goals at the time?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know who come out. I know who come out. Shout out.
So I was able to get into good grace and get in the studios and be around, some power players at a young age, and that saved me. That's what put me on. Like.
So did you understand who these people, like, all right, so boom, not really when you was working with the No Limit artists, because you said you was 14, so like, when you from here, you heard me, 14, you grown, you know what I'm saying? But when you was a youngin' with Pops, you heard me, did you know the caliber of people who was amongst you and who you was amongst? Like, did you know who was in your company and what they really meant to us as fans and to the world? You heard me? Like, did you look at them as legends, or that was Uncle this or Uncle that?
I always been a fan, man. I always been a fan. Like, the time that I did have with my dad, we listened to MC Hammer, Chris Cross. My favorite rapper is Tone Loc. You know, and that was just how I grew up. And NWA, my dad was into gangster rap. Ice Cube, Ice T. You know, I listened to all them dudes growing up. Like, I know all that shit. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
like,
That's a
like
fact.
in Cali. So when he went to prison, that's when we moved to New Orleans. Well, we went to Utah. All the women came first. You know what I mean? And by the time I got to Utah, that's when it was kind of already getting into the UNLV era. You know, the true era, you know, like 90, 95, 96.
It's all on you, volume 1 and 2 era, you know what I'm saying? All that stuff.
West Coast Bad Boys, I know about West Coast Bad Boys and all that.
Slim dropped that from what I was told.
From what I was told, yeah, I remember that, yeah.
Hell yeah.
And so I knew the caliber of what I was dealing with. Cause even in my family, I have a lot of big names and stuff. Like Mr. Magic was always around.
Rest in peace, rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace. You know, my cousin Kelly R.P. and Kelly. You know, her grandma, grandpa. Somebody was always they wrote Mr. Big Stuff. Aaron Neville was always around, so that's my big homie. Like I'm an Aaron Neville baby.
That's a fact,
So a lot
man.
of people don't know that. Like,
That's a fact,
yeah, I'm an
man.
Aaron Neville guy.
So, boom.
So,
You've been in the game 2 decades plus, you heard me. What's some of the gems that you done picked up along the way? Because you done been around, like you said, you was born into the music. Your family is music royalty, and you've been around such, like you just said, your big dog is Aaron Neville. Like that ain't nothing small. Man, you gotta pop. Hold on, Lance, dog. Like you got, you were too calm when you said that, dog. Like don't come on here being humble, dog. But like I said, like give us like what's some of the gems that you picked up, you heard me, along the years from those legends that you could drop on us, you heard me.
well, so when it comes to gyms, like to me, so I don't know. Hold on, how can I put this without sounding like I'm like trying to tap dance around the question?
I mean, you already doing that, you hear me, my you are my
It's like, oh, this is the gym, because people hold on to my words. I gotta be very careful with what I tell people.
And see, I like that you know your response, like you know you have a responsibility, and I like that, dog. I like that.
Thank you.
On
So,
top,
you know,
on top.
I would go with my mom. I said this in my last interview. The only dumb question is a question not asked. So that probably sums up everything that I've learned and I brought to the table in this 801 hip hop business, is that I was not scared to ask, bro. I was in special ed. I was around people trying to help me read and write and articulate myself throughout the arts and stuff like that. Let me be myself. So I was always under the assumption that if I don't know, just ask. And 90% of this business is knowledge. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna be the smartest one in the room if I just keep asking.
Does that type of success happen overnight, Lance? You heard me, like to get where you at, you know what I'm saying? You cutting ribbons with the Utah Jazz, with New Orleans Jazz / Utah. Does that happen overnight, you heard me?
Nah. So it might look like it's overnight and it might look like it was yesterday, but it really wasn't. It's a proper preparation prevents poor performance. This is something that I studied. I breathed in. I manifested all these things you see me, my accolades from 2012 now, when I started Hard in the Paint. Because me and my wife got together and I had a record deal. And we get into this too, but I had a record deal on the table, and the label that wanted me to sign with them shot me to Atlanta. And I took my now wife with me, and she's down. She came with me, and I get to Atlanta to go work with this producer, a big producer too, did some major records, like huge records. This is a turning point in my career. And the label flew him out to LA when I got to Atlanta. So I'm in Atlanta. Now I got like 3,500 saved up because I'm trying to move out there. I'm like, I need to move out there where the Shakers is. I'm like, got like $3,500 saved up, and I'm in Atlanta, and this